Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Well, we're going to talk about Gypsy and her baby today. I found some I found some pictures that have been put out. I'm not sure exactly where I got these, okay? Could have been TikTok, could have been Facebook or whatever. But here's some pictures I want you to look at. And we're going to talk about it. Now you see that picture of Reina holding the baby after she's been born? Okay, so this baby is approximately 1 month early, they say, right? But weighs a healthy, 5 pound whatever ounces and 6 pounds whatever ounces, because we never did get a straight answer on that one. But look how the way she's holding this baby. Now this is a newborn. Who holds their newborn like that when they're burping it? Anybody? Me either. You don't hold a newborn like that when you're trying to burp them, okay? You gently just tilt them. You don't put them on your lap with their legs hanging out like that. By the way, that baby has some long legs, don't you think? Wow. Incredible. Her head is that big, but her legs are that long. Okay. Now, Gypsy says she has postpartum depression, okay? Now, you're looking at somebody who had it. I had it with my first son, okay? I didn't even know I had it, all right? Back then, it wasn't really talked about a lot. A lot of people didn't recognize what postpartum depression even was. Now, I really didn't even know I had it until my son was 10 months old, and me and my mother took a little vacation with him. And that vacation kind of snapped me out of this depression. And after that, I realized, wow, what was that I was going through that last 10 months? That must have been depression. I didn't know. I had no idea. Never been depressed before in my life, okay? And it was bad. It was real bad. I had thoughts not to harm myself. I had thoughts to harm my whole family. I had no medication for it because I didn't know what it was. I didn't go to the doctor for telling thoughts like that. Who the hell am I going to tell thoughts like that to? Really? You think I want to end up in the loony bin? No, I don't think so. So this was my postpartum depression. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun by a long shot. I thought I was having a nervous breakdown. I really did. And near the end, when my son was about 4, I almost did have a nervous breakdown. And I told my baby daddy, find us somewhere to live. I need to get out of here. Because at that point, we were living in my mother's basement apartment. Me, my baby daddy, and my son. And my son, my mother doted on my son like he was the Messiah. Because she had 3 girls, and I had her first grandchild, which was a boy. Enough said, right? But it was to the point where he was going to them more than to me at that point, because they were giving him everything he even wanted, everything that I couldn't or I wouldn't give him. And so I told my baby daddy, get us out of here. All of us. And the day we left, my mother broke down and cried. And I thought, I know I'm ripping him away from her, but for my sanity, I needed to get out. I needed to get out of there. I needed a little place on my own where nobody's there intruding, going up and down all the time, trying to get him from me. Because that's how I felt. I felt like she was tearing him from me. And she took that close bond of your child mother-child relationship, she took that from me. I honestly believe that. And my mother, being a narcissist, just thought she was doing good for me. Oh, I'm just helping you out. I know you can't afford to give him these things, so I do it. I know you don't have a car to bring him these places, so I do it. Enough said, right? Thank God, when I got out, things changed drastically. So I had my second son not long after I moved out of my mother's house. And I had him to myself. Now, my bond with my second son is huge. It's huge. And I know my oldest son, I love my oldest son dearly, don't get me wrong. I love him like no tomorrow, but I always felt like I was in competition with my mother over him. I still am. I'm going to cry. But I still am in competition with my mother for my oldest son. So when Mother's Day rolls around, I always get a picture on Facebook of me and my mom. Whereas my second son, I just get me. And my second son, I would say, pretty much saved me. Because I never knew, really, what it felt like to be a mother. You know what I mean? With my oldest son, it was almost like I was his big sister or something. That's how I felt. But with my younger son, I actually felt like a mother. And I doted on my younger son almost as bad as my mother doted on my older son. Okay? Which probably made my older son think I loved my younger son more. But he didn't understand the dynamics of what was going on in our lives at that time. Now, for Gypsy to come out and just tell people, I have postpartum depression. Girl, you don't know what postpartum depression is. You'll never know. You don't have it. You know why you don't have it? Because you don't care. You really don't give a shit about your kid. You had your kid to make Ken stay. That's it. I think now that you've had that baby, even though you said you don't regret it, and who goes on to tell millions of people they don't regret having their child? When you say something like that, it almost means like you do regret it. Or why would you even say that? You know what I mean? So, and yes, I know I say that a lot. Somebody told me I say, you know what I mean, a lot in my videos. And maybe I do. It's kind of my go-to sayings. Like you guys always say, y'all. So I always say, you know what I mean. Okay? So get a grip. And that's my video. I want to let it go like that because if she comes out saying that she's feeling any of these things, I swear. I swear. That's my video for this morning, guys. Please like and subscribe. It helps me in the algorithm. And everything in this video is my thoughts, my opinions, and or alleged. Bye, guys.